Pointed with it was really just taking riffs and stuff I already know on a 6 string and just playing through that, getting used to the feel because we're dealing with a 6.5-inch scale length here. This is that's pretty short for a 7 string, but it all differs. But the main riff that I used to get used to a 7 string, even applying the 7th string, which is a low B, to actually get used to actually using it, was well, everyone knows this riff is the Crazy Train riff. So I mean, it's just like pretty straightforward. But if you just play through that, you get used to the feel of the neck there. But even through that, because it has a B in it, so it has that open A, we can apply the B and not even take our hand off. So it ends up being like this. So just use your pinky on the 5th string. And but yeah, I'll just play that again. Yeah. It doesn't just stop there. You can use some pretty nutty chords, like, for example, if I was to play this E minor 9. You can already tell it's a pretty full-on chord. So it's, because the relationship between these 2 strings, they're the same, but because it's an E minor, we've already got this pretty solid chord going. But because we got a B in the bass, it just really brings it out. And it doesn't even stop there. You can muck around with heaps of other different chords. Like, you don't even necessarily have to change chord. You can just bring it up to its octave, like all the way up here. So almost sounding like there's 2 different instruments going on, when really it's just on the one. Another good chord I like to use is the sus2. In this case, it'll be the E sus2. But again, because we're gonna have about three or so E's and B's going on, so this is gonna be pretty full on. Pretty full-on sounding chords there. Another one, this is pretty standard, just a pretty standard guitar lesson, is you don't necessarily have to keep changing chords. You can just move it around, get a good little pattern going on. Like, for example, just like taking this sort of G major shape, but you know, just playing around with it, moving it around, and you get this sort of, you know, you can make up all this other stuff. And again, just keep doing heaps of different stuff. Another good one is by An Animals as Leader song. It's using some jazz standards, you know, some pretty whacked out chords, but again, it's just using the same sort of patterns but moving it around, even just taking some off. This one applies the B string as well, and sounds really good. So hopefully you like this one. Just the 7 string really. Is if you're thinking about getting one, I would really recommend it. Even if you're thinking about getting an 8 string, go for that, because they're really not as daunting as they are. As a lot of people think of these instruments as untamable, but the amount of variety you're getting out of it and the different sorts of timbre you can get out of them is just insane. So really, yeah, that's the 7 string.